Hello!
Ahoy!
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 14 of Bottom of the Stream.
We are back.
We are back. This episode will come out after Christmas, but this is just before Christmas.
Did you have a good Christmas? Oh, right.
Not had it yet.
Right.
Not had Christmas yet.
No, me neither.
Because we didn't want to record over Christmas, obviously, so we've recorded early this week. So are you all ready? Only got a couple of days to go.
Yeah.
Ready for Christmas?
Yep.
Yeah?
I am.
Good.
Wrapped.
Me too. I'm not quite wrapped,
Locked.
but I'm ready to go. Locked and loaded.
Yeah. Santa me.
Cool. So it's not been that long since we recorded our last episode, so we've not got a lot to talk about in this intro. So
It's been approximately an hour.
No, it's been more than that. So what are we going to talk about in the intro, Nick?
I've got a game.
No.
Yeah.
Have you got a game?
Sure have.
Excellent.
Am I doing that first, or are you doing socials?
I'm going to run through the socials first, but
Nice.
I'm excited for this game. Yeah, I'm going to run through the socials. Follow us on Twitter at BOTS_podcast. Instagram is the same at BOTS_podcast. Facebook.com/bottom of the stream. The email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com, and you can check us out on the website at www.bottomofthestream.com, where you'll find every episode we've ever recorded and both season stream table. Also, coming soon, I'll have some new social to talk about, because as we mentioned on our bonus Christmas Day episode, we are joining Patreon.
Woohoo!
Where, if you want to, you can follow the show and help support it at patreon.com soon. We'll, obviously, when we've got it all sorted, we'll give you the link and we'll be tweeted about it and we'll mention it in every episode. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to give you some awesome bonus content and some cool merch.
We'll let you know the details, what you can get, and
it's coming very soon. Very, very soon.
Watch this space.
Yeah, I just need to find some time to get on a computer and sort it out.
So, talking of that, hopefully some people found our Christmas Day
bonus episode.
Little present that we left.
Hopefully they did.
I say little.
It wasn't little. It was a mammoth.
It's about 2 hours long.
About 2 hours. Epic podcast episode with our very good friends from the Grief Burrito podcast. Harrison and Jordan joined us for our Christmas spectacular.
Yes, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks,
gentlemen.
boys. We really appreciate you coming on to the show. It was really well. We had so much fun. We're definitely going to do it again sometime. And it was really good times. And the four of us all talked about our favourite Christmas film. And then we all talked about our top 10 films of all time in order from 10 to 1.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do.
It was a lot of fun.
It was very stressful.
It was very stressful. A lot more stressful than it should have been for a little fun bonus episode. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And if you've not checked out the Grief Burrito Boys, check them out. Their podcast is wonderful. Their YouTube channel is amazing. And they're both awesome, fantastic guys. In fact, I'm going to put their promo just here.
Oh, nice.
So listen now. It's coming.
I'm Harrison.
I'm Jordan.
Well, I'm Harrison.
I'm fucking Jordan.
All right!
And we're the Grief Rio Podcast. Let us be your unnatural Sherpa guides on this existential plane of mountainous game and movie exploration.
And don't forget about that spookiness that lives within us all, but mainly in you, you spooky bitch.
Oh,
I'm offended. We've been voted the best podcast to listen to by many.
By many, that means a few. That's more than one. Results may vary.
We'll see you on the next episode of Grief
Burrito, yeah!
Yes!
There it was. So yeah, go and check them out. They really deserve all the stuff that's happening to them. That sounds creepy. All the good stuff that's happening to them, they really deserve it.
Good.
Excellent. Game me up, Nicholas.
Right, let's do it. So, we're talking this week about Miracle Mile.
Yep.
We're going back to the 80s.
Yep.
And Miracle Mile stars Anthony Edwards.
It does.
Adam, what role would you say Anthony Edwards is most famous for?
I would normally do this during my film rundown, but Anthony Edwards is most famous for his role in Top Gun.
He is. I'm so glad you said that. Because
In ER, that's his most famous role. Yeah, he plays Goose in Top Gun.
I will accept your first answer. He does. So I have got a game.
Excellent.
And I found a website
Okay.
today, which you can go and check out and have a look at. And that website is topgunday.com.
Excellent. Okay.
All one word, Top Gun Day.
TopGunDay.com.
And that is a website where you can go and read various articles, talk about Top Gun.
Right.
But it also has a call sign name generator.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
So this made me have a think, and I thought we can get a game out of this.
I'm sure we can.
So we are going to play call sign or balls sign.
Okay.
So-
Not your strongest name, but we'll go with it.
So I
balls sign.
yeah, I'm going to give you 5 call signs,
Okay.
and you tell me which ones were actual call signs from Top Gun
Okay. Right.
and which ones are not.
Okay. I can do that.
You up for that?
Yeah, I've not seen Top Gun for many, many years.
You'll be fine.
Oh, good. Have you seen the trailer for the new Top Gun?
I have, yeah.
Looks like it's going to be quite good.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it does. I'm excited.
The zombie goose.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right, okay, let's go.
I've been called that on some nights out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've seen that. Right. So, first one, Chipper.
Oh, so these are from actually in the film Top Gun
So they're either Top Gun,
or not Gun?
not Gun. That would have been a better name.
Okay.
This is my game. Top Gun or not
I'm
Gun.
not changing the name now. It was call sign or bowl sign. Chipper.
Chipper.
Bowl sign. Not true. Not Gun.
No, it is Top Gun.
Oh, really?
Call sign.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, next one. Flare.
Ooh, I'm going to get ripped for this. Well, a girl I work with did her thesis at university on Tom Cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she's going to rip me for this. She absolutely worships him. What was it? Flare?
Flare.
No. Ball sign.
Correct.
Yes. 1-1.
1-1. Next one.
Yep.
Slider.
Oh, that sounds surreal. Yeah, call sign.
Correct.
Yes, 2-1 to me.
Next one.
Yep.
Merlin.
Oh, that sounds like real as well. Yeah. Top Gun. Top call sign.
Correct. Correct.
Excellent.
What a comeback.
3-1. I've won again.
All right, last one.
Jordan's rubbish at your games, and I'm really good, and I'm really pleased about that.
Buck.
Buck.
Yeah.
B-U-C-K.
Yeah.
Not B-O-O-K.
No, Buck.
Buck. Ball sign.
Yeah, it is ball sign.
Wow. 4-1.
Good comeback.
That's not done in ages.
Do you know what, though?
What?
So, I did lie a little bit earlier.
Oh.
So I called it a random call sign generator.
Yeah.
But you do have to put your name in.
Oh, right. Okay.
So one of those was your call sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you were a Top Gun pilot,
Yeah.
you would be Buck.
Why?
That's the name it gave me
I
for
like
you.
it.
So I will now be calling you Buck.
Did you put yours in?
Yeah, I'm Flare.
Oh, you're Flair.
Yeah.
Buck and Flair.
Yeah.
Bottom of the stream with Buck and Flair. That sounds so much better.
So there you go.
Cool. Cheers, Flair.
No worries, Buck.
Are we
Buck.
Are we ready to move on? Talk about this week's show?
I don't know
This
if I
week's
want
show?
to. I just
This
want
week's
to
episode?
talk about Top Gun more.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Let's
Probably
do
should
it.
have warned me and I'd have watched it. Cool. Okay, so this week we are talking about a film called Miracle Mile. It was released in 1988, so it is 31 years old.
Oh yeah.
It is currently a 15. It is 1 hour and 27 minutes long, and it's rated at 7 out of 10 on IMDb. Dead 7.
That's high.
That is high. It's very high
Yeah.
for one of our films. As Nick mentioned earlier, it stars Anthony Edwards as Harry, who you will know from Top Gun as he was Goose. You will also know him from ER, because he was in that for quite a long time.
For about 10 years.
More recently, it was in Designated Survivor, which is a brilliant show on Netflix. Brought it eventually, but I don't think it was originally on Netflix.
I think at one time, he was pretty much the highest paid actor on TV.
I wouldn't be surprised. ER was huge.
Him and Clooney.
Yeah. ER was huge back in the day.
Yeah.
Really, really huge. Like bigger than anything you can imagine now. Yep. Designated Survivor is really good as well. It's been cancelled again. It was cancelled twice.
Okay.
It was cancelled.
It's Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. Netflix picked it up after it was cancelled by one of the American channels, and then now Netflix have cancelled it after one season. Also stars, now am I pronouncing this lady's name? M-A-R-E. Mare?
I presume it's Mary.
I think so. She's not going to be called Mare, is she?
No, that's like a horse. Well, it's not like a horse, it is a horse.
Yeah, I'm going with Mary. Mary Winningham, who plays a character called Julie, and she was in Turner and Hooch.
I knew I recognised her, but I was relying on your research to tell me where
Turner
from.
And Hooch. She's also in Philomena
Okay.
with Steve Coogan.
Steve Coogan.
And
Judi
Judi
Dench.
I
Yeah.
believe. And also stars Mykelti Williamson as Wilson, who you will know best as being Bubba from Forrest Gump, but he was also in Con Air.
Was he the diner chef? Who was he?
He was.
Oh no,
Wilson.
he was
the guy.
It was Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was also in Con Air. He was also in Heat, and he was also in Designated Survivor.
Oh really?
Yeah, but he's obviously most famous for being Bubba in Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
that's one of the most famous films of all
Yeah.
time, and he's probably the second most famous
Iconic.
person in it. Forrest Gump's a great film. Great film.
I've not seen it for a really long time.
No, it's a great film.
No, I'm not saying it isn't. I
It
haven't
is.
seen it for a long time. I remember not being a bit underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not being fair because I think I've seen it once and many years ago.
You should watch it. It's good.
Yeah, I probably should.
Written and directed by a guy called Steve DeJohnette, who hasn't really done anything before or since.
No, well, he did do something before, which I realised. Oh, I've seen that. Which is a
Okay.
film called Cherry 2000.
All right.
which I've seen on like late night TV. It's like Melanie Griffith.
Was it from the 80s?
Yeah, it's basically like
Everything was
an
called
80s
2000
version of
in the 80s.
Hotbot,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
but better
Good.
and not as
Hotbot's coming up a lot in the
I
last
know,
few
I
weeks.
know.
Why is that happening?
She's like an android in it.
Check out our episode on Hotbot.
Yeah.
Don't check out the film,
Do not.
but check out our episode on Hotbot. Miracle Mile, Nick, have you got one word review? You haven't, have you?
Radioactive.
Okay, I'll let you have that.
Thanks. Do you want some facts?
Yes, please.
Anthony Edwards and Mary Winningham
Yep.
are now married.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a good fact.
They did not get together on this film.
Wow, so it's a coincidence.
They have been married to different people at that time and since.
But they're
And
now married.
they met up in later life, fell in love, and are now married.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
They did have good chemistry in this film.
Yeah. This script was knocking around for a long time before it got made as well.
Was it really?
Now the blacklist wasn't around
Right.
in that form.
Yeah.
But this was on a list of the best unmade scripts in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because apparently it took about 10 years for the director Steve Dejani to get this up and running.
There you go. Good
There you
fact.
go.
So the Blacklist is a film of the best unmade, a list of the best unmade screenplays.
Yeah. Do you know who else was up for the lead in this?
Oh, you're full of the facts tonight. Have you been doing some research?
I found out a couple of really good articles on this on this movie.
Go on, who was up for the lead?
Our old friend,
Oh, who?
but I think both of these guys were a bit too expensive for the budget that this film was working.
Was it Nicolas Cage?
So is Nicolas.
Was it really?
Yeah.
This is the sort of film that Nicolas Cage would be making now,
Yeah.
not what he would have been making in 1988.
And,
Wow, that's a fascinating fact.
And the fifth best Santa of all time, Kurt Russell,
Was he the fifth?
or whatever
He was up
number he was last week. Kurt Russell was up for this as well.
Wow, there you go. And Anthony Edwards won it.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. That is cool. Good facts. Well done. I'm
Thanks.
proud of you, man.
Cheers.
So this film starts with Anthony Edwards playing a trombone.
He's a tromboner.
Is it? Oh, this is going to be one of them episodes, isn't it? Yeah, some very 80s trombone playing going on. Do people still play the trombone? You
Yeah.
don't really see it much anymore.
Yeah,
do
it's
you?
not extinct.
Is it not?
No.
Hmm.
Tromboners all over the place.
If you're a tromboner, let us know.
Yeah.
My primary school
Imagine
headmaster used to play the trombone.
Imagine if we could get a tromboner to do a cover version of our theme song.
Oh, any tromboners, please let us know. I would love that. I would love that so much. Yeah, and then we get a bit of a montage of him playing the trombone, and then it hits into a title card, and instantly it comes out, and we get an explanation of the Big Bang
An
and
evolution.
evolution.
Yeah. It's like an instructional video,
Yeah.
which is exactly what it is.
Yeah, and it goes on for quite a little while.
Yeah.
And it's a bit strange. It's because he works in a museum, isn't it? And I suppose it's like...
Does he work there or is he just visiting?
Well, I got the impression he worked.
Yeah, you might be right. It's not important.
It's not important.
But yeah, he's watching the video at the museum.
Yeah. And there's a bit of a montage of him following this girl around through the museum.
It's a bit creepy.
Yeah, it is a bit.
So he's doing a bit of a voiceover, isn't he?
Yeah.
And sort of, I can't pluck up the courage, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. She's
It's all a bit
is she a
weird.
teacher? Was she there with some kids?
No, I think she's just visiting.
Was she just because there was lots of kids there,
Yeah.
and
It
I
was
didn't
like
know
a school party running around.
Yeah, I couldn't understand if she was with them or not. I couldn't get my head around whether she was or not. I don't think she was.
No, I've more thought he was helping out with the class.
I think he worked at the museum because he gets told off at one point because he says some woman says this isn't your field trip.
He can't work at the museum
I don't know.
because of something they're doing a little while.
Maybe he was I don't know.
Or maybe
He was in a museum following.
they were
a woman
both in the
around.
museum.
It's unimportant. To
Yeah,
our, to
we're
our
getting bogged
episode.
down,
We are.
which is ironic.
They were both in a museum. He was
Considering
following
what happens
her
later.
around, and he's doing a bit of a voiceover, and he thinks he's lost her, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he goes outside and he's standing
And he's berating himself. Why didn't I pluck up the courage
Yeah,
to say
'cause
hi?
There's like an outside display of the tar pits, isn't there?
Yeah.
Of loads of woolly mammoths drowning in it.
So they're at La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Which has been mentioned in The Big Bang Theory. Yeah, so he's kind of standing over them, looking at these woolly mammoths going into these tar pits. And eventually they end up going on a date, don't they?
They do.
So it just kind of happens out of nowhere. And he decides he takes her to like this seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
And he's asking her to pick a lobster for a dinner.
Yeah.
And she says, I can't eat a lobster, that's alive, look at it. And so
They buy them all.
he buys them all. And they take them to the sea and release them.
Just start wanging them off the pier.
Literally whamming them miles off the frisbees.
It's like, I'm swimming here.
I'm pretty sure
Stop
as
throwing
well.
a lobster at me.
Pretty sure the one they threw in the sea had still got its elastic bands on its clippers.
Oh, that's just cruel.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it did. And so you get a bit of a montage of them falling in love, don't you?
Can I just say, I am not one to comment on fashion, clearly.
Yeah.
But
talking of fashion.
Hang on, let me finish my thought. I'm not one to comment on fashion, but Mary Winningham's character, who is called Julie, is that right?
Yep, Julie.
She is wearing all purple.
Yeah.
And she's got bright orange hair.
Yeah.
It just really stuck out.
Doesn't look good.
No.
Doesn't look good.
It's very 80s.
No. I've just spotted something.
Right.
And this is going to be very disappointing to the fans of Bottom of the Stream who rely on this information. That you're not wearing your podcast shorts tonight.
I'm not, no.
Why?
I've got them on underneath.
No, you've not.
I have.
No, show me.
No. It is Baltic
It is
out there.
freezing.
Have you been out?
Yeah, I had to defrost my car when I left work tonight. When I got to
but
work.
the Scotch mist has descended.
Scotch. It's proper foggy driving home from work.
It is
tonight.
terrible out there.
But you did make
I
a
have my
commitment
limits.
to wear podcast shorts in every episode. And
Plus, I had to walk up to school to go and watch the nativity, and it's too cold.
it's bullshit, Nick. You've let the fans down.
I've got my away kit
Anybody wants to give Nick some shit on Twitter, please do. What's your Twitter address?
on. I forget.
Do it at BOTS_podcast and I will forward it on to him. Where were we now? I've lost track of where I am. There's a bit of a montage of them falling in love.
Yeah.
And they do he's doing a voiceover all the way through this first bit of the film.
Yep. And then
Doesn't happen for the rest of the film.
I put that he's a teacher/musician,
Okay.
but I don't know where I've got that from. Just to add to the confusion.
Did you notice at this point in the film he says the words Miracle Mile?
No, I didn't.
He does.
Yeah, but it's an area of LA,
It's
isn't
the
it?
area where they live in LA. But it just made me laugh because we had this conversation a few weeks ago about people having to say the names of the film in the films, and he does say it.
So Anthony Edwards plays Harry.
Yes.
Harry Washello.
Yes.
And he's doing some tromboning in the band. And Julie has come to watch.
Yep.
With her grandfather.
Yes.
And she introduces her grandfather to Harry.
Yes, that's right.
And I've never heard this phrase before. Her grandfather says, "Oh, I really enjoyed the band, well done. Are you hungry?" And Harry says, "Yeah." And the grandfather says, "I'll go and get us some tube steaks."
Tube steaks? I didn't catch that. Did he mean hot dogs?
Yeah. Never heard them called that.
I've never heard them called tube
No, me
steaks. Oh, I like it. I'm going to start using it. But as he's away buying the tube steaks, the grandmother turns up.
Yeah.
But they don't get on.
Oh, they hate each other.
They hate each other.
The grandparents.
The grandparents. The grandfather and the grandmother.
They're estranged.
They are. And they haven't spoken for 15 years, I think she said.
They can't even remember what they fell out about.
Yeah. Yeah, they just don't talk. And it's a bit of a weird plot point, but it's there. So she's going to work. She's a waitress in a cafe.
Yeah, in a diner.
She's not a teacher.
No.
She is a waitress in a diner. And he says, I'll come and sit at the counter and we'll just talk all night. But she says, no, go to your hotel, get some sleep. I'll see you later that night.
Yeah, so her shift finishes at midnight.
Right. This
so she tells
really
him,
confused me.
Right, okay. So she tells him to go and get some rest.
Yeah.
Because it's their third date, and later on, she's going to screw his eyes blue.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
What does she mean?
Well, I presume he's got different colour eyes, and she's going to fuck him so hard, they're going to change colour.
Blimey, O'Reilly, I missed that.
That is like ultimate bone zone.
I'm going to screw your eyes blue.
Yeah.
That is incredible. How did I miss that?
It comes out of nowhere as well.
And completely out of context with the rest of the film.
Yeah. Because it's been really quite sweet and innocent.
Yeah.
And then that just... There's a couple of really big tonal shifts in this movie.
There really are. Unfortunately, when he gets back to the hotel, he falls asleep on the bed.
Yeah, so he sets his alarm.
Alarm.
But just before 12 or something.
Yeah. And unfortunately, a rat manages to eat through the power cables of the hotel. And the whole hotel loses power.
That's not what happens at all.
Isn't it?
No. Did you watch a different movie?
Yeah, must have. A rat ate that power cable.
No.
There was a rat involved.
No.
I've written it down.
So he's having a cigarette.
Right.
Before he goes to bed.
Yeah.
But he only smokes a couple of drags.
Right.
And he throws it out the window.
And sets fire to a rat.
No. There's no rats.
There was definitely a rat.
A crow takes a cigarette.
Did I fall asleep?
A crow takes a cigarette
off
the floor.
Yeah.
And flies around the building with it and puts the still burning cigarette in its nest because it's building a nest. You're looking at me like I'm an absolute psychopath.
Because you've just said a crow picks up a cigarette and flies around the building with it.
Yeah. and puts it in its nest.
How have I seen a rat?
Because it's building a nest.
Oh my god!
And then the nest goes on fire.
I remember a fire. I do remember a fire.
The crow's nest goes on fire.
Yeah.
And the nest happens to be like on top of a transformer, and that's what blows the power.
What is wrong with my head?
I don't know.
Where have I got that from? I've even written down rat chores his power cut.
It's like a whole minute and a half sequence.
Apologies.
Because it made me think, this is really weird.
A rat.
It's almost like something that happened in Mr. Bean.
That is so weird that I just have no memory of that scene whatsoever. I remember the fire being happening.
Yeah.
Fire being
So
happening?
that the crow knocks the power out.
Okay, thank you for correcting me.
That's fine.
Anyway, the power goes up in the hotel and he misses his date.
Yeah.
Because when he wakes up, it's 3:45 in the morning.
Yes, but he doesn't realise at first.
No, he doesn't.
So he's
He
getting
starts
dressed. He sticks his TV on.
But all the TV channels have gone off.
Yeah. And he finds one that like just weather is this temperature.
Yeah, it's like a text.
Time is this. Yeah, 3:45.
3:45.
He's missed Julie.
Yeah, and so he heads over to the cafe anyway. Like it's like a diner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 24 hours.
Yeah, 24-hour diner. And he's trying to find her. He tries to call her.
Julie's sad.
Yeah,
There's an intercut with her being sad, waiting
we
around.
kind of missed out on the fact where she was there. And he speaks to one of her colleagues, doesn't he? And she gives him the address or the phone number.
So he does. But as he goes into the diner, the phone box outside is ringing.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer it. He goes straight into the diner.
Yeah. And then he goes out to use the phone box.
I know where you got rats from.
Where?
So he pulls up to the diner,
Yeah.
crashes into he like shunts the palm tree, and rats fall out onto the hood of the car.
Why did he crash into the palm tree?
Because he was just panicked.
Was
but that was
3:45.
weird as well, yeah.
Yeah,
there
there
was no one else around
the
him.
tree. And
But apparently rats do live in palm trees all around LA.
Really?
Yeah.
So. That must be where I got the rats from.
Yeah.
I've even written rat causes power cut. That's so bad.
Crazy.
I missed that. That is bad. Anyway, he tries to call her. He can't get hold of her.
Well, he leaves a message on the answer phone.
Yeah, he
so it's a
does,
grandmother's flat
Yeah.
where she's staying, basically.
Yeah. He heads back in and then he heads back out again, doesn't he? And then the phone's ringing again. The phone booth is ringing again.
Yeah, and all this time while he's going in and out, there's a cast of characters
there's people
entering
in
the diner.
Yeah.
So there's a yuppie.
It's actually quite busy for 3:45 in the morning.
There's a yuppie coming in for a breakfast.
Yeah.
There's a couple of like road workers who have just come in, finished for the night.
Yeah.
There's a guy in a suit.
There's
a drag queen.
Drag queen and air stewardess.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few different people who would be in it. 3:45 in the morning. I thought it was quite busy for that time of day. Anyway, the phone booth starts ringing, and he answers it because he thinks it's obviously Julie ringing him back.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. There was somebody ranting on the phone for quite a little while about nuclear war.
Yeah.
And how they were in a bunker somewhere. They were trying to get hold of their dad or granddad. Dad, I think.
Dad.
Yeah, and he says, we've sent ours over.
He says, we've shot our wad.
That's it, yeah.
Which I thought was like, why the hell are we going with this innuendo? But I think he meant weapon of destruction.
We've sent ours over.
I don't know if wad means something different in America. I was like, he's done what?
Why would you ring your dad and tell him that?
He must have really powerful sperm. He's going to end the world in 50 minutes.
Yeah, he says, we've sent ours over. Theirs will be returning.
Is that rain? Oh, my God.
Oh, dear. Yeah, he says, we've sent ours over. Theirs will be returning in 50 minutes.
He says, we've got you. It'll hit in 50 minutes, and then we've got an hour and 10 until
something like that.
Theirs lands at us.
Yeah. Harry tells him he's got the wrong number, and it all starts kicking off on the other end. You can hear people burst into the room.
Yeah,
and
someone's like, what are you doing on that phone?
And then some gunshots ring out, and the phone goes dead.
Yeah.
But before the phone goes dead, another man comes on the phone and says, forget everything you just heard. Go back to sleep.
It's 4:06 a.m. by the way.
I've just written that as well. 4:06 a.m. Because there's a...
I thought time was obviously going to be important.
Yeah, there's a rotating clock outside the cafe, isn't there?
Yeah.
So he goes back inside and he starts trying to find this guy's dad, because he says, has anybody here got a son called Chip? Because the guy on the phone was called Chip. And then he tells everybody what he heard.
He has gone like that, though. He's like...
Yeah, completely bolted it.
Yeah, and I don't know how I felt about it, because I'm like, yeah, it would freak you out.
Yeah.
But it was like the same actor had come back in to play a different character.
Yeah, it was. It was all of a sudden just completely
It was another
irrational.
Tonal shift.
Yeah, it was completely irrational character now.
Yeah.
But people were scared of this sort of thing in the 80s.
Yeah. I totally get that.
Yeah. But obviously everybody thinks he's insane. Nobody's kind of buying it.
Yeah, no one listens to him until he sort of literally stands on the counter and listen to me.
Yeah, he starts shouting. The yuppie lady in there has got a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Or call it a mobile phone.
It's in a briefcase with a battery.
Yeah, huge, great big thing. And she starts trying to ring around, trying to confirm what's going on.
Yeah, and she starts saying words like, "Oh, can you wake the senator up?
Yeah.
Where's so and so?"
Yeah. So people start to give it a bit more gravitas, a bit more belief in it, and everybody starts going a little bit loopy, don't they?
Yeah.
It's all got a bit crazy. And the chef shoots out of the kitchen, jumps onto the bar, and just fires a gun into the air.
Pulls a gun.
Just literally fires it into the air in this diner, and asks him if he's joking, and he says, "I'm not. It's true. This is what I've heard. This is all going to happen."
Yeah, and the yuppie, who is Landa,
I didn't catch her name.
I think, which presumes a surname,
Yeah.
says, "Oh, they're saying, well, what have you heard? Can you confirm this? Is this guy nuts or is it true?" And she says, all I can gather is that 4 or 5 very important politicians are currently in transit to the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah. So this is good. This is.
And because I was like, what? I didn't know. I have no idea of this film.
No, I
have no idea
Not
what I'm
at all.
getting here. Is it a hoax all along? Is
Yeah.
it? But when she said that, I was like,
Oh shit!
I'm actually intrigued now.
Shit's about to go down.
And this has just changed from a romantic comedy, which it was for 20 minutes.
It was, yeah, to an action
It is
drama.
totally jarring.
Yeah, completely.
At the like I say, the shift in the tone of the film. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this could be interesting.
This is going to kick off from now on. She asks him to repeat the conversation verbatim, which he does. He literally reads virtually the whole script out.
He's done really well to remember
He
it.
remembers every single word of it. And she said, because somebody says to her, "How do you know all of this?" And she says, "I used to date a guy who knows this stuff."
Yeah.
Because women are not allowed to know this stuff in the 80s. That made me laugh. I thought you might pick up on that because you're very, very feminist focused.
Yeah, girl power.
Girl power, absolutely. And then the chef barrels out the kitchen again with a trolley full of food.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, we need to get out of here."
I've got the van. We're
Yeah.
loading up the van.
So they start loading up the back of this food wagon, don't they? It's like
Yeah.
it's like a mobile burger bar.
Yeah.
But on wheels. It's not very fucking mobile if it's not. So they all pile in the back of it. Even Harry gets in there. They're all going in because they need to escape. And what was the woman's name? Lamba.
I think it's Landa.
She says to the waitress, "Can you make a list of important people who we need to save?"
Is the waitress and one of the
Yeah,
road
one of the
road
random
workers.
guys, yeah.
And she's
It really made me laugh. It's like, yeah, I'll just make a list of really important people.
yeah, she's like, we need the deep thinkers. So
Yeah.
who's going to help us like start the world agagan?
Really, it's proper.
And
gossip.
I'm still watching this going, is this serious?
Yeah, because
Is this what's going on?
yeah,
Because this is just a little group of about 6 or 7 people.
it's a sign of things to come because
They're all just rescuing each other suddenly. Yeah.
it's crazy. But Harry realizes that he needs to go and fetch Julie,
Yeah.
go and save Julie. So he needs to get off this truck because
Well, they're going to the airport
they're headed
because
to the
Landa's
airport.
like, right, I can get us on a plane.
Yeah.
And we'll go and pick this list of people up that we're going to decide. And all the time she's on the phone, right, we need blankets, we need fresh water, we need...
And the waitress
to get to the
is
airport.
listing off 80s celebrities that
Yeah.
they think they might. I didn't really pick up who they were,
No.
but she was listing them all off. So he decides he wants to get out of this truck and go and save Julie.
Yeah, because he thinks they've said they will get Julie on the way,
Yeah.
but then he goes to the front of the truck and the
Guys are on
chef
the
by this
freeway.
time has just totally lost it, and he's like, no, we're going straight to the airport, we're not picking anyone
He
up."
says, "I love Julie as much as you do," but it's all what every man for himself now, or something like that. So Harry decides, "I know what I'll do. I'll jump out the back of this food truck."
Yeah, he A-teams it.
Proper combat rolls it out of the back of this truck that's going up a freeway, and he nearly gets run over by 2 motorbikes as he lands on the road. They fly past him, and he makes a guy pull over. This guy is a really nice open top car, and this is Wilson. So this is Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Yep.
I've forgotten his name already. I'm not going to turn my page back. So he gets in. He kind of he's got the gun still, hasn't he, Harry?
Yep.
And he kind of pulls him over at gunpoint.
He does, yeah.
So he comes across as a proper crazy person because it's 4 a.m, nearly 5 a.m, and he's just hijacked this guy's car. Where am I?
And Wilson says, "What's the hurry, Harry?" Which really made me laugh.
And Harry says to him, "Do you have enough fuel to get to where Julie lives
And then
and
to
then
the
to
airport.
get back to the airport?"
And he's like,
No
I'm
way,
on
man.
fumes.
No, I'm already on fumes. I only had enough to get home. So they decide they need to pull over to get fuel. So they find a petrol station or a fuel station.
Yeah, but it's not a normal fuel.
It's
It's a taxi cab office.
Just for taxis.
Yeah, so all the fuel pumps are like locked.
So he's like, Wilson says to him, "We won't get any fuel here," and Harry shows him the gun, and
Yeah.
he says, "We will." So he leaves Wilson to fill up the fuel, and he goes to make a call, doesn't he? He calls Ivan.
He gives Wilson the money
Yeah.
and says, get us the fuel, bribe this guy if you have to.
Yeah.
And then Harry goes to the phone box.
Yeah. So at which point Wilson would have just driven away, surely.
Yeah, you'd have thought.
So he goes to call Julie's grandfather, who is Ivan, I've written down.
Yeah, that's right.
But while this is happening, the man who runs the gas station comes out with a shotgun and threatens Wilson.
Yeah, at first.
And then...
But then he does bribe him.
He does bribe him,
you
he
can
gives him
have
$50.
Yeah, take some fuel.
Harry tries to call Julie again. She doesn't answer again.
So he tells Ivan, I'll go round and wake up Grandma and Julie.
Yeah.
We'll be there in 5.
Yeah, we'll meet you there. He tries to call Julie again. She doesn't answer. Then, randomly, the cops just pull up.
Yeah.
At 4 a.m.
The guy who's running the taxi/fuel place has got a shotgun.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit. I'm going to do 10 years for this.
Yeah. And the cops go straight to him, obviously, because he's the one.
And Wilson's like, I'm going to do 20. I've got a load of stolen
shit
stereos in my boot.
Obviously, the cops go straight to the guy with the gun and they make him drop his gun and get on the floor. And then they kind of turn to Wilson. There's a female and a male cop, isn't there? And he really bizarrely covers them in fuel.
Yeah, he just
starts spraying them in the face with
yeah.
petrol. And while this lady cop is covered in fuel, she decides, what I'm going to do is fire my gun now.
So stupid.
So her arm catches fire, instantly catches her whole body on fire.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, they're in a fuel station. The whole fuel station catches fire.
Both cops burn.
Both cops burn to death. And the whole place goes up.
Yeah. Wilson escapes in his car.
He does.
Harry steals the cop car.
Yeah. That was dark.
Yeah.
That was like it was like proper dark.
It was another lurch.
Two cops burnt to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, so they get away in the cop car. No, they both go in the cop car.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Okay.
because and so he tells Wilson a lie at this point, Harry does, because he says to him it's a nuclear meltdown.
Yeah.
Not a nuclear war. And so they're still heading to Julie's building and they find out. And they get there. Well, they get to Julie's building.
Yeah.
And Harry gets out of the car, tells Wilson to wait there. If I'm not back in 6 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes or something.
4
like
minutes. Beep your horn.
Honk the horn.
It looked like it was more than 4 minutes up to her apartment. And Wilson decides he wants to save his sister. If shit's going down,
yeah,
I need to save.
He
his
wants
sister.
to get her.
Yeah.
At what point does it change from? I think I might have missed this.
Yeah.
What point does it change from them heading to the airport to follow the van to heading to the top of this building to get a helicopter to go to the airport to meet the guys in the van?
I think before he jumps out of the truck, I think she tells him.
Does Lambda say there'll be a
there's a
helicopter?
helicopter
Because that's where
rendezvous.
all the supplies are coming from.
I'm pretty sure she tells him there's a helicopter rendezvous.
Yeah, and the
will
supplies
take
are
him to the
meeting us at the airport.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Okay.
He manages to get to Julie's apartment. He breaks in and he's like walking around in the dark trying to find her, and he's calling her name. And her gran comes out and she's got a shotgun as well.
Yeah.
But she obviously recognised him. They'd met earlier in that day.
Yeah. And she believes his story straight away.
He tells her straight away what's going on.
Yeah,
He tells
and
her the truth.
yeah.
Why he didn't tell Wilson the truth, I don't know.
And she's like, okay, right, well, let's move.
Yeah, so he...
They have to. Julia's took a Valium
yeah, she's completely dead to the world.
because she's so upset about being stood up.
Yeah.
So he has to. Harry has to carry her out.
Yeah. But as Harry's carrying her out, Wilson drives off in the cop car.
Yeah, because the 4 minutes is gone.
Yeah.
And he wants to go and get his sister.
So they get to the bottom of the elevator, and Ivan is there, the grandpa.
Yeah.
And the grandpa and the grandmother have a bit of a reunion.
Yeah, Lucy is her name.
Is it?
And they make up.
Yeah, they have a bit of a kiss and make up, don't
Yeah.
they? It's nice. Why they were ever falling out in the first place,
Well,
don't know.
d-
Strange
yeah, we
story.
don't know.
So he doesn't want to carry Julie all this way. So he puts her in a shopping trolley.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, why not?
If you've got a shopping trolley to hand, it's the
If
perfect.
you've got a
answer.
Valium duck lady, put her in a shopping trolley.
And Ivan and Lucy are going to get the car.
Yeah.
And they're going to meet them round front.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really understand why they had to split up, but
No.
Anyway.
Anyway, so as he's wheeling her out in this trolley, she wakes up.
Yeah.
She's like, why the fuck am I in a shopping trolley? This is weird.
Yeah.
I went to sleep in my bed.
She's like, are you taking me to a hot air balloon ride to apologise for standing me up?
Yeah, she's all obviously still a bit dozy.
Yeah.
She doesn't quite know what's going on. And the grandparents pull around to the front of the building, and they've decided to just drive off and die together
Yeah. So they're going to go
in
to
a short amount of time.
a place that they'd spent
Yeah.
a lot of time before, and they've said, yeah, we want to enjoy our last minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not coming with you.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
So they take the car.
Weren't even that old.
No, they weren't. And they have a bit of an argument, don't they, on the way there? So it's
Hilarious, yeah.
yeah. So they're but coincidentally, the helicopter rendezvous building is the one that's just over the road.
Yeah, I didn't get this. The
No.
geography was way off in
It
this
was
film.
way off.
We spent ages driving around in cars,
Yeah,
and suddenly this building was over the road.
yeah. Literally over the road from where Julie's apartment
Yeah,
was.
and later on they end. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But there's two women following them as well,
Yes.
which is also strange.
So they just turn up just after.
Yeah, they just missed the lift up. Don't
Yeah. So Harry and Julie are now in the building that's got the helipad on top.
Yeah.
That's going to take the supplies to the airport to meet with the aeroplane with all the guys from the diner.
Yes. From this point onwards, this film is fucking crazy.
People are doing stuff that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll pull out.
Definitely.
It's mental.
It completely goes
off the
insane.
handle.
It's batshit crazy from here. It's absolutely. We'll go through it all, obviously, but you just try and keep up with what goes on here because it is insane. So they get up onto the roof, and the other people are not there yet.
Helicopter's there. Yes.
The helicopter's
Win.
there. But none of the other people who he's waiting for.
No. There's no pilot.
There's no pilot.
Lose.
He also hasn't told Julie what's going on.
No.
She has no clue why they're on the top of this building waiting for a helicopter.
She even says, I think, why is a helicopter going to take us to a balloon?
Yeah, she does.
Hot air balloon.
And then these two women with shotguns turn up.
Yep.
Who the fuck are they?
No, but they do say, Landa called us.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. There's
I've
a
written on
reference
my
back
notes,
to her.
Who are these two with the shotguns?
There is it's only like a throwaway line.
And so Harry decides, well...
First, there's someone else on the helipad.
There is.
A familiar face.
A familiar face
to our podcast.
Yes.
So this is the guy who's basically been pulling all these supplies together.
Yeah.
And he is clearly coked out of his face.
Yeah, he's fucked.
He's like, I don't know why Landa's called. Why does she
He's
need
losing
this?
his
Why?
mind, isn't he? Who is it, Nick?
Kurt Fuller.
Kurt Fuller from Office Uprising.
Yeah.
Yes.
Legend.
He's been around for a long time.
Got a lot more hair.
There's a long time between these two films.
But essentially looks pretty much the same.
He does, yeah. So what was that? 2018 Office Uprising.
Yeah.
This is 1988.
Yeah.
3 years in between those 30 years. Yeah, so Harry decides he needs to leave now because they have a helicopter.
He even drops the C-bomb.
He does. He does drop the C-bomb.
Not like the A-bomb, which comes later.
Maybe.
But yeah, he calls Landa.
He does. C-U-N-T.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that out loud. My dad would kill me. Obviously, though, they've got a helicopter. What do you need if you've got a helicopter?
Pilot.
They don't have a pilot. So if you need a helicopter pilot, where's the first way? Where you need a helicopter pilot? It's 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to find one?
Anywhere.
A gym.
Yeah.
Go to a gym.
So Harry is like, Kurt Fuller's character says, Harry, he's coming. He's on his way.
Yeah.
The pilot's on his way. But time's ticking by this point.
It is.
We're well into that 1 hour, 10-minute window.
Yeah.
And so Harry says to Mary,
Mary.
that's the actress. Says to Julie, you stay here.
Yeah.
Stay with the helicopter. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Goes
5 minutes.
all the way back down this elevator. Tries to stop the street sweeper.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know a helicopter pilot?
Yeah.
And the guy's just like, fuck off. You weirdo.
And then he sees a couple of people running into a gym.
Yeah.
So he follows them and he heads into this gym and he's going around the gym, which is absolutely rammed full of people.
It's well busy for 4:30 in the morning.
It's 4:30. There's even a class going on.
And it's so neon.
Oh, it's so
80s.
It's the 80s of 80s gym. But there's even an exercise class going on.
Yeah.
At 4:30 in the morning, which he interrupts the class by firing a gun into the air.
He shoots it
again.
up, yeah.
So everybody screams. And he's asking everybody, do you know a helicopter pilot? Do you know a helicopter pilot? And he runs through this door and this guy goes, I'm a helicopter pilot. Just like that. And you're like, who are you, fake Arnie?
Did you recognise him?
No.
Did you not?
No, who was it?
I recognised him straight away.
He looked familiar.
Straight
I
away.
don't know who he was.
You like the X-Files?
I do. Have you just found a load more stickers again?
Yeah.
Stop finding stickers.
Sorry.
Don't anybody want any stickers? Nick keeps finding them.
He was in the X-Files for quite a long time. I don't know who he played. He was like, I think he was an alien or shapeshifty. You'd recognise. I'm gonna have to get the guy's name.
Who was he in the X-Files? I didn't recognise him as an X-Files person.
I thought he's. I need to find the guy's name. I thought he was instantly recognisable. I knew it was straight away. He was the alien bounty hunter.
Oh yes, I do recognise him.
He's been in loads of stuff.
His picture on IMDb here that I've got in my hand does not look like that in this film.
Oh really?
No.
Yeah, but if you saw like.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like that in this film.
No, I know he doesn't.
Like
he's quite distinctive. I
He's
thought
in
it was.
911 as well. I like that.
I thought it was. Anyway.
Yeah, so this guy who used to be in the X-Files just goes, yeah, I'm an helicopter pilot, just coincidentally at 4 in the morning. But he says, I'm only coming if I can bring one of my friends with me.
Yeah.
And so he goes to grab one of his friends, and it's another man. And it's implied that them two might be in a couple, but they never actually mention it because it's the 80s. But then, so they leave the gym, and all of a sudden, Julie runs past,
Yeah.
and she's also looking for a pilot.
Why is she left?
Why is she? She doesn't even know what's going on.
It really annoyed me.
It really annoyed
The
me a
amount
little
of
bit.
people that just running around. Stay in one place. No
So-
one stayed in one place.
She
and-
doesn't even know that they need a pilot. I don't
No.
But so Harry then goes to the guys, right, head up there. That's the heliport up there
Yeah.
on that top of that
I've
building.
got to go and fetch
I'm going to
this
go and
lady.
fetch Julie, then we'll go. Suddenly, as he's about to head to Julie, a cop car comes flying around the corner and crashes into a store,
Yes, front of a department,
like a department store. And obviously, it's Wilson,
Yeah,
this
Julie
cop
sort of
car.
follows the car in,
Yeah, 'cause
and then
and Harry follows
Harry
Julie.
follows her in.
And Wilson's there with his sister, who's really badly hurt now.
Yeah, I've put Wilson and dead sister, and then crossed it out and put no, dying.
Dying sister. But it doesn't explain why he crashed into the department
No.
store. It wasn't
He's
like-
also dying,
Yeah,
but he's in a better way than her.
yeah, it was really strange.
And there's like a ton of police outside.
It's a really funny scene as well when it shouldn't be funny, but it is, because he gets out of the car with his sister in his arms and he tries to run up the escalator, but the escalator's going the wrong way,
Yeah.
so he's just getting nowhere. And it's funny, and he just eventually just collapses onto this escalator. Some cops show up, and then Wilson's sister dies in his arms, and Wilson says to Harry, "Can you kill me, please?"
Yeah, again, just like it's just
It's
turned
so
on
dark.
on a dime.
It's
This
like all of a sudden it's like, whoa. I was like, have I just heard that right? So yeah, he wants to be, he's not going to survive a nuclear war. His sister's dead. So Harry points the gun at him, and then Wilson just dies anyway.
yeah,
Nothing,
it was totally going to do it.
it was totally going to do it. It was absolutely going to do it. Why both of them, what did they die of? Crashing
know.
into the
Were they-
department store?
Yeah, or have they been shot? Or
I don't think
we
so.
don't know.
It was a bit weird.
Yeah. So is
Harry's frustrated by this and randomly reaches up and grabs a light bulb and squeezes it.
it, yeah,
Don't know why he did that.
this is a point where he tells Julie what was going on,
Yes, he did.
basically.
Because the time's run out.
Yeah.
Because he says to her, look, this was supposed to happen, but it's been longer than that, what this guy said now.
Yeah.
And
Hour and 10 minutes.
nothing's
is
happened yet. So Julie says, look, because they're holed up in this department store now. There's
Police still
police
outside. Loudspeaker. Come out with your
armed
hands
police
up.
trying to get them out. So Julie's like, I'll go out and I'll explain what's going on.
Oh, yeah, she says, I'll say that we're innocent bystanders.
So she walks out.
And he follows her behind her. He doesn't even go out with her,
No,
which is questionable behaviour.
very questionable behaviour. And just as he's leaving the department store, all the cops drive away.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden.
There's even like a SWAT guy
Yeah, on a rope.
on a rope, and he just drops off his rope and legs it.
Yeah, he just falls off and runs off. And then coincidentally, talking about geography again, this department store is dead over the road from the cafe that we started.
Yeah, they're right across
Literally
from
can
the
see it
diner.
over the road from the diner. So what?
Yeah,
Because
because they're all on the same block. The diner, the department store, and the place where the...
the helipad is,
helicopters.
and Julie's apartment.
That's creative license, that is.
Very much so. 'Cause so they run back to the diner, and
It's now 5:05 a.m.
all of a sudden, the streets just go chaotic.
Yeah.
There's cars everywhere. There's people running through the streets. No, what's happened?
Yeah, word is out.
Word is
somehow.
word is out.
There's a news report gets shot.
Yeah, whilst on the TV.
Yeah.
There's cars
It's
crashing
like
into each
I've
other.
written this is 30 seconds. This happens.
Yeah,
in.
completely. It just comes out of nowhere. It's like somebody's gone, right, chaos, please, and just all this chaos happens. It's crazy.
And I don't understand why. 'Cause at this point, this made me even more angry. Harry leaves Julie again.
Yeah, he does.
Now, why does he do
I
that?
don't know.
Again, he says to her, "Wait here. I'm just going to. I don't even know what he's going to
Yeah.
do this time."
He goes to ring Chip's dad. He finds actual Chip's dad, doesn't he? Because he
About
remembers,
time, yeah.
he remembers the number that
Yeah.
Chip was trying to ring, and rings his dad just to confirm the story.
Yeah.
Which he probably should have done an hour and a half ago. But
He's
his
like,
dad
"Yeah,
confirms
Chip.
it.
He
He's like,
works.
yeah, he works in a missile silo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shit is going down. There's all sorts of looting going on. It's
And then,
like you say, a guy on the TV gets shot on
Yeah.
live TV.
and then a guy starts chasing Harry.
Yeah.
And shooting at him.
Yeah.
And all Harry did was tread on the roof of his car. Because he's trying to go over the tops of the car.
Yeah, because he chased somebody we thought was the helicopter pilot.
Ah, that's right.
But it
That's why
wasn't.
he left Julie.
He left Julie because he saw the helicopter pilot running down the
Yeah.
street.
But it was just another
It was
80s
just
guy in a
another
shell
80s
suit.
guy in a shell suit, yeah. So, and that's when he sees the guy get shot on the telly, and that's when he gets kind of stuck in a TV store, doesn't he? Because this lorry blocks the way.
Yeah.
So he climbs on top of the lorry, and then he's obviously walking across the top of all these cars that have crashed.
And this guy goes absolutely mental because the world's about to end,
Somebody
possibly.
stood on his
And
car.
someone stood on his roof.
And so Harry's crawling under cars, crawling over dead bodies.
Yeah.
Or like crawling up through all this blood and guts and everything. And there's another guy following him, shooting at him.
Now there's like air raid sirens going off as well.
Yeah.
Like
It's absolutely chaotic. The sun starts to come up at this point.
he crawls under the cars, drops into the sewer.
Yeah.
Crosses the road.
Oh, yeah, he goes in the sewer.
Yeah. This guy's
This
still
guy's
chasing
him through the sewers. It's crazy.
And he comes up.
No, what he does first, he goes up a ladder to look through a grate in the floor to see how far away the building is. And you see it's like quite a long way away on the other side of the road. So he goes back down the ladder, goes over to the next grate, goes up the ladder, and he's in the building.
Yeah.
Literally, there was no more than 5 meters between the two grates.
Magic.
Like you said, it's very 80s license, but it's mental.
Yeah, so he's now back in the building with the helipad on
So he's in the building with the helipad on, even though he's only walked a couple of meters. And he somehow managed to beat Julie there.
So this was a bit I did think was cool. Yeah. So they really nearly miss each other.
Yeah.
And I thought this is going to be like tragic.
Yeah.
So this is like a sliding doors thing. So he's going into...
He's in the lift.
The lift. She's coming
out
of the other lift.
Yeah.
And he just spots her.
Yeah, and he pulls her into the lift with him. And so they start going up in this lift. Yep. And suddenly everything goes dark and the lift starts shaking a little bit. And so you think, oh shit, something's happened while they're in this lift. And
she and Julie goes on this whole, is this the end? You know, at least our spirits will be together. I'm glad we found each other.
She says, he says to her, you won't feel a thing.
Yeah.
And she says, they will stay together even if they are atoms or spirits.
Yeah, and then he says, no more words. Just know that I love you.
Yeah, and then they kiss.
And they start taking clothes off.
They do start taking their clothes off.
So they're going out
even
in a bone zone of glory.
The lift's still going up and they're kissing and bone zoning. And the lift door opens and they're on the roof.
Yeah.
But the helicopter's gone. Or it is not there. And then Kurt Fuller shows back up again. And he's got no top on.
He's totally lost.
For some reason, he's taking his shirt off.
He's taking even more cocaine.
He's just going crazy.
He's like covered in blood.
Yeah.
He may have been fiddling with a body.
It may have been.
Just as they come out of the lift.
Yeah, something was going on.
He's definitely leaning over a dead person doing something.
Yeah, something
questionable.
Then you see like a missile trail.
Yeah, so it shoots
over
them
across the sky. And then a helicopter turns up, and it picks Harry and Julie up in this helicopter.
And it's the guy from the gym.
It is the guy from the gym.
He's come back from. He says, "I said I'd be here."
Yeah, and so they get in this helicopter, but they don't take Kurt Fuller with them.
No,
he just stays on the roof. But the pilot's bleeding for some reason. Do we know what happened to the pilot? Nope. Something's happening to the pilot.
We don't know if he's got the other people out and he's come back for them, or well, I presume he must have done.
Something weird's going on, because then he crashes.
But then, if he's taken the others out and come back,
yeah,
he's not been away long enough to do that, surely. All they went to was into this department store.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Again, the time just doesn't work.
The time and the geography's all over the place.
I thought this was... It's almost like this tries to be almost real time, but it can't
quite make it.
It doesn't got the discipline or the cleverness to see that through.
Agreed. Yeah, I think you're right. But then, so the helicopter crashes.
Yeah.
And where does it crash?
In the tar pits.
Into the tar pits at the museum. And so they're all trying... They're both... The pilot dies, I think.
Presume so. We don't see him again.
You don't see him again. But Julie and Harry have both survived this helicopter crash into this tar pit.
Yeah, so they're still in the back of the copter.
They're in the copter, but it's sinking rapidly into this tar pit. And Julie's desperately trying to get out. And Harry says, maybe someday they will find us in 10,000 years.
Yeah. He's just like, there's nothing up there, Julie.
Yeah, because he thinks now the world's going to end. It's really quite weird. And then he says, or maybe it will metamorphosize us into Superman.
Yeah.
As this happens. And then the tar starts filling up the screen itself. Yeah. And the whole screen goes black. And then suddenly the whole screen goes white. And you hear like bomb exploding noises. And
then they drown and they're dead.
And then the film ends. What did you think?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'm really conflicted about this. Parts of it I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And the time that this came out, and the time, not even so much the time it came out, the time that this film was in gestation.
Yeah.
This is obviously a real hot button issue.
Yeah, definitely.
And it is again now.
Yeah,
probably more so.
Probably more so.
But this, like I say, I just don't think there's the discipline to pull this gimmick off of being almost in real time, but not quite. And the amount that it lurches around,
it does lurch all
from
over
from being. It is a rom-com for the first 15 to 20 minutes. And it's got these really dark moments that just come out of nowhere.
When those cops burn to death.
Yeah.
So dark. And then Wilson and his sister die. And that's really dark.
And
And
like
the end is like Cloverfield dark.
yeah,
And it's like
and like Anthony Edwards isn't bad, but it's because of the script. He has to lurch around so much. It is like I said earlier. It's like the same actor playing a few different characters.
Yeah.
From scene to scene, because sometimes he's really calm and you think, oh, he's on top of this, and then the next scene he'll be like
going crazy.
yeah,
I'll tell you what though, it's a lot of fun.
yeah, it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's batshit crazy.
I'm not sure it was meant to be fun though.
No, I don't think it was.
And
Especially
especially
back
at
in
the
the 80s, it wasn't.
At the
but it is
time, I
now.
think they were going for a real sort of serious parable type thing.
Has it aged well or has it aged badly to the point where it's really good fun now?
I think
it's the epitome of 80s silliness.
it's not aged well, but the fact that it's 80s and it's set in the 80s and it looks so 80s means that it gets away with a lot more.
Yeah, agreed.
If you made this now,
imagine how good you could make it if you made it now.
yeah,
It
but
would be so much, if you could do it in actual real time.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's an issue that is relevant now. You could make a really good film of this.
there's a great idea here.
There's a great remake potential for this.
It gets by on a lot of charm because it's of its 80s-ness.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It was really interesting to watch.
It's really good fun. I really enjoyed it. It's so silly that it's fun, and it is really silly.
Yeah,
But I've had a lot of fun watching it.
I don't think that's what they were going for.
No, I
at all.
agree. I completely agree.
And time has done that to it. I would
think
say.
you're right. I think it's got that 80s campiness to it that we so enjoy these days.
But I like both the leads.
Yeah.
They did well. They were good performances, and it was just the whole. I just couldn't get over the fact. It just annoyed me because I was like, I know it's a weird situation and panicking and stuff, but people wouldn't act like this. It's just bombing around. Just fucking go to that place. And
it was almost like
when he found the helicopter pilot in the gym, I was just like, I think my head just went in my hands. I was like, fine, we're going with this, are we?
Do you know what? That helicopter pilot should have been Hulk Hogan. It would have been perfect.
Or Mr. T.
Yeah, somebody like that. Because that was prime for a cameo. It would have been amazing. I can fly a helicopter.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun watching it, but like you say, I don't think I was supposed to. I think I just enjoyed it because of its 80s campiness and its 80s fun times. If you're into crazy 80s films, you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's something in there for you. There definitely is something in there. It's definitely not
It's a really interesting film to watch.
is. And it's that ending is so dark.
Yeah.
That bomb goes off and everybody dies.
Yeah.
The whole world.
Yeah.
It's like the end of Cloverfield.
Yeah.
That's right. It's completely what it reminded me of. And then there's those really, really dark scenes in the middle of this really fun film. And it's so weird.
I know. It's odd.
It's so weird.
It's so odd how it shifts multiple times. It just spins on its head.
Honestly, check it out. Just because if you want to watch a crazy 80s film, just check it out because it's
just
worth your time to watch it.
It's so uneven.
It is
crazy.
It's an hour and a half. You're going to just watch it. It's fun. You're going to enjoy it. Have you got a trivia question for me?
Sure.
It's 4-2 to me currently.
It's your turn to go first as well.
Is it? At the beginning of this film,
Yeah.
or towards the beginning of this film, Julie and Harry buy a load of lobsters from a lobster shop,
Yeah.
and release them back into the ocean. How much did he spend on lobster?
$200.
No,
Damn it.
$1,200.
Damn it.
Now, how much is that in 1988 money?
Yeah, it's a lot.
A lot. It's a lot now.
A couple of grand.
So yeah, $1,200, and then he just threw it straight in the ocean.
Man.
I know she only works in a diner.
Yeah. He's only a
Whatever
tromboner.
Yeah, got some money behind him.
I really need to
You need to start putting
get on the comeback trail.
14
here.
episodes in, you've only got 2.
Yeah. All right. You're not
I've only
exactly
got 4.
streaking
I've only
ahead.
got 4. Go on, hit me.
When Harry returns to the diner having stood up Julie,
Yeah.
can you tell me what he orders for breakfast?
Oh. Can I tell you what he orders for breakfast? Did he ever get it?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, he had a couple of bites. Well, he was deciding whether to tell everyone what had just happened on the phone. So he orders it before the phone call, takes the phone call.
He does. He
And
comes
it's-
back into it.
It's waiting for him on the
Oh, I don't know
on the
this.
table.
Steak and eggs.
No.
Ah.
It is a gyro, eggs, and coffee.
Oh, it was eggs. It was close. I would never have got that. Well, who has a gyro for breakfast? That's well weird. That brings us on to the stream table. Where was this going in our stream table, Nick?
Um,
Where did last week's film go? It went below Emo the Musical, didn't it?
It did.
I think it's
Ninth.
higher than that,
Higher than last week's film.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was 9th.
which was 9th.
Is that right? Yeah.
I think it's a better film than Emo the Musical.
Okay.
But it seems to be stuck around that level at the minute, don't we?
Yeah.
I certainly enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Burning Sands.
Okay.
I want to put it above Burning Sands.
Which would be
7th.
7th.
Just below Office Uprising, which also has Kurt Fuller in it.
I don't know if I enjoyed this as much as Emo the Musical.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're kind of two spots away from it.
I'm not. But I definitely did. I definitely did enjoy watching it more than Burning Sands, which that one's really put a spanner in our table.
Really has, because
we didn't really enjoy it, but it is a good film.
yeah, maybe we've ranked it too high for what.
Well, no, I don't think we have, because like I said, we have to be fair to it,
Yeah,
and it was a good film, but it means that we've just got this weird patch in this list now.
yeah. Because Office Uprising is the beginning of the good section,
Yeah.
and Emo the Musical is kind of the gateway to the bad section.
Yes, that's the kind of the middle ground.
Yeah, and then you've got Burning Sands stuck in the middle.
I do quite like. It does quite appeal to me having two Kurt Fuller films next to each other. Though. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think it deserves to be above Burning Sands. If I was going to, the idea of the stream table is films that we would want to watch again and how we enjoyed them. I think so. I definitely would watch this again over would watch Burning Sands again.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
I want to put it there, please.
Yeah, I think I can't really. Yeah, I don't really have an argument against that. I think personally, I'd give a slight edge to Emo the Musical, but
That's below Burning Sands.
Yeah, I know.
Two spaces above it.
But I don't think there's anything between those three. Personally, not really.
Yeah, it's close.
They're all pretty similar. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
let's put it there.
let's put it 7th between Office Uprising and Burning Sands.
Yeah,
excellent. That only leaves us one thing to do.
What's that?
Pick next week's film.
Let's do it.
First film of 2020.
First film of the decade.
First film of the decade for Bottom of the Stream.
Whoa.
Wonder if we'll still be going at the end of the decade.
Got a podcast that spans 2 decades.
Wow, that's crazy. Shall I press the button?
Do it.
It has picked The Resort.
Okay.
With a Z.
Oh.
What do you think the Z means?
I think it might be a zombie film.
Usually does if there's a Z in the name of a film.
Is it in capitals?
It has picked a film called The Resort, which is from 2016 and appears to be a zombie film. Do you want to know the synopsis?
Sure.
The Resort, a safari park, offers paying guests the opportunity to kill as many zombies as they please following an outbreak.
Is that it?
Yep, that's all it says.
Okay, fine.
Stars Dougray Scott.
Oh, he used to be famous.
He did, indeed. Don't recognise anybody else. Do you want to watch the trailer?
Yep.
The Chromatin A outbreak 10 years ago was the deadliest pandemic the world has ever known.
A virus that kills people and brings them back to life.
Despite everything, humanity prevailed.
What's it like? Killing them.
The resort is a sun-drenched island where guests can pay to shoot the undead.
I created the resort to make your fantasies come true.
All guest vehicles away. Pop is live.
Chromosem pandemic gave each of us a story, and those stories led us all to this island.
I know you can do it.
Because here at the resort, we firmly believe every apocalypse deserves an after party. Really is beautiful here.
What is happening here? The whole park is down. All in the room. Now!
That looks like Jurassic Park with zombies.
Looks wild.
It does. It looks crazy. Looks like it could be good fun.
It's like The Lion King with zombies.
Lion King with zombies. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so go out and check out Resort, or The Resort on Netflix, and we'll be back next week to talk about it.
Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.